how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Rowlet, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. So we have some new information on Pokemon. Let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee. We now have so many things that have been confirmed, and I thought this first video, I'll kind of talk about something very specific for you guys, and we'll also do a little bit of rundown in a different video about everything new that we know so far, and all that stuff. But the first video here, I want to specifically discuss something that has been showing up from a lot of different people, and that is that there is seemingly a lot of hand-holding in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Now, I know that these games are not really meant for the hardcore fan base, but rather the next games for next year in 2019, Generation 8 games, are supposed to be for the hardcore fans, and the games are supposed to, you know, be this extreme journey with the brand new Pokemon challenges and all that stuff. But this game is supposed to be a bit more for the casual audience, for the children, that sort of stuff. But then again, that really, you know, you start asking a few questions, which is like, you know, but Red and Blue, you know, those games weren't like even close to how much hand-holding, you know, these games have. Like, those were seemingly hard, and children back then understood it easily and could play it. Look at any, like, games throughout the whole, like, main series generations. Until X and Y, things were pretty hard. You know, the games weren't super easy. But then at X and Y, you know, it got easier, and then Auras happened, and then, you know, Sun and Moon and stuff like that. And actually, I mean, I think in Ultra Sun and Moon, things kind of escalated a bit, you know, towards the harder side, which was great. But in general, a lot of people have the issues that it's way too easy. So I want to kind of go through this and see what kind of the reasoning is behind it, because I was watching this during the live stream that I was doing, and we were talking about this during the E3, the Nintendo Direct Treehouse or whatever. And let's look at this first. So you have to show me a grass or water type Pokemon if you want to face the gym leader. So this is really, like, really weird, right? So basically, to take on the gym leader, you have to have a grass or water type. So for anybody who doesn't know, those are the most effective things against Brock and his rock type gym. This literally is just like making it as plain as possible, because if they force you to get a grass and water type, they're essentially telling you this is what you need, and you can't battle the gym if you don't have these things. You have to have these to battle the gym. That is a bit too much hand-holding. I feel like this is very unnecessary, right? Because this is actually limiting. This actually limits you in gameplay, because this doesn't allow you to mess around. I mean, of course, it's logical, right? Yeah, get a grass and water type, and you'll have an easy time. But the thing, though, is, with the previous games, you know, back in Fire Red, Leaf Green and stuff, you couldn't really catch a water or grass type. You essentially received, you know, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, or Charmander, right? And then those Pokemon, depending on the gyms, were different, made the different difficulties. Of course, you could catch a Pikachu in the Viridian Forest. You can catch a few Pokemon here and there. But in general, you couldn't really get any, like, you know, directly a grass or, I mean, I guess Oddish in one way or sense, but, like, in general, you were kind of limited on the Pokemon you could get in the, you know, in Viridian Forest and that sort of stuff ahead of time before you reached the gym. So you had to, like, get your hands on, like, a Nidoran or something like that with Double Kick to be able to take on the gym easily, or have a Grass-type Bulbasaur starter, or a Charmander, you know, sorry, not Charmander, but like a Squirtle as a starter. But here, you're able to essentially get yourself a Squirtle and a Bulbasaur pretty easily, I guess, and grass starter, water starter, or like grass Pokemon and water Pokemon pretty simply to get through the gym, and they force you to essentially get these Pokemon. Otherwise, you can't actually take on the gym. And that's where the issue lies. Why the limitation? Because honestly, just maybe telling us that these Pokemon are good against this gym, you know what I mean? That would have been better, because then, you know, a kid would be like, okay, so I need to get these Pokemon if I want to take on this gym, you know, if I want to have it easier. But instead, you're forcing them to catch these Pokemon, so they, you know, just force-feeding them essentially this idea of, hey, you have to do this if you want to, you know, succeed here. Otherwise, you'll fail. And that's where the issue comes in for anybody who's kind of more hardcore into Pokemon. But then again, I want to make sure I point this out so that everybody doesn't get totally pissed off and salty and angry. Again, these games aren't meant for the main core base. This is meant for, like, the casual audience. But I still feel like it's even way too easy for even the casual audience. I feel like even the general, you know, the general public, you know, should be able to understand how to play this game without having to be told what to do exactly. I mean, again, if they just told you these are the effective types to have, then sure, but they're forcing you to catch them, and that's where the issue comes in to me. It feels like, you know, why force us to do it? Why not make it optional? You know what I mean? That would be way better. But I guess that is what it is. It's not really much I can, you know, point out there beyond that. But then, of course, gyms do look pretty good. Other than that, you know, you can take on the gym leaders. And, of course, you have an actual audience that'll actually check you out and, like, watch you and all that stuff, which is pretty awesome. And only allows trainers who know the type matchups to enter. Again, this is the issue, again, is this whole, we need to have type matchups. But I hope this is maybe just only against Brock. Maybe this is only a preliminary thing. Just for the first gym, as a way to like introduce you to the system of different typings, right? Maybe it's supposed to introduce people into different typings. Maybe that's why they limit you in the start, because again, we don't know. We've only seen one gym now, but that's like 1 out of 8. So hey, we you know, now we know the first gym is going to be a walk in the park, because you're gonna have to catch a grass and water starter, and you'll be able to catch a grass and water starter to take on the gym. So that just instantly proves to us, okay, you're gonna have to get these Pokemon to actually battle this gym. So that's what that's what the problem is. I feel like there's just a tad too much handholding. So generally, people like in the comments, when you actually look at what people's like said, it feels like this is a bit too much, which I agree. It is a bit too much. It feels like I don't know. And this guy says, like, I just said this was a bit too much. I'm not demanding alternative or acting as if games must be red or blue in HD and chill. I agree. Again, I don't feel like, you know, I don't feel like this is the end of the world. I think it's like not the biggest deal in the world. It's fine. It will be okay. But it feels like, you know, it's a bit of like a push in the wrong direction. It feels like casualizing the game way too much, in my opinion. I feel like, you know, it's okay. So I was okay with whatever. We can't battle Pokemon in the grass. Sure, no random encounters. All good. I'm fine. But like, I feel like this is taking it a bit towards the extreme in terms of limitations in gameplay, because this kind of like, again, it seems like it forces you into this like position where you have to have these Pokemon take on the gym, which really makes no sense, because they were talking during the E3 presentation about how the game will, you know, kind of wants to mimic a bit more of the anime, but this actually goes against the anime, because in the anime, you know, Ash just kind of tries everything out. You know, Ash doesn't really limit himself to one thing. He just kind of like shits around with everything. Hence why you see like some of the weirdest shit where, like, you know, a Pokemon that's super like non-effective against other Pokemon ends up beating it like it's a walk in the park, you know what I mean? So it's stuff like that that I really just want to bring up. And I don't know, but other than that, I am not too disappointed. The gyms look beautiful, by the way. I will say this. The gyms look great. I love that there's like actually spectators. That looks freaking awesome. Brock looking good as always. And the gym itself, it looks like you actually, and somebody said this in the chat, was that you actually can avoid the trainers here. You actually don't need to battle them. You can actually just walk around and like avoid them, you know, and not have to battle the trainers in the gym. And for anybody who's wondering, by the way, I will give you a quick update real quick right now. The leveling in the system in the game, apparently there's an EXP share. So they showed during their gameplay that the person who was playing the gameplay and the actual, you know, playthrough that they had and the demo had EXP share on, or at least that's what people were saying in my chat. What people were saying, you know, oh, there's an EXP share and stuff like that. And I'll go more in depth on this in my later video, breaking down all the information. But they're basically saying, like, you know, there's EXP share, blah 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 blah. And basically, when you catch Pokemon in the grass, you're actually able to essentially gain XP on all your Pokemon. Now, I don't know how that's going to work when, you know, if you don't have EXP share, if that's not even, I mean, I'm not sure how that even works, but basically that's going to be a thing where basically you receive it early on in the game after you get the partial to Oak. He gives the Pokedex and the EXP share to you, and then you're able to essentially use it at all times. Of course, for anybody who wants to go hardcore and make the game harder for yourself, which again is so hard to really do that in this game, you will just keep the EXP share off, and I assume it would only level the first Pokemon in your party based on that, and then I guess you would just be able to move it around to actually get it, you know, to work in a better manner. But then again, as far as I can see, it doesn't seem like, you know, it's too crazy. But I don't know. In terms of this game, I just hope it turns out good and fun to play, at least. It is a little bit on the casual, like too casual side, I will be honest. It is way too casual for my liking, but I will still play it. I'll still do my best, you know, give it an objective view and not shit on it before the game is fully out. I'll play the games first, play through the whole thing, and give you an honest opinion and review of the games and tell you my, you know, or like actual full-on thoughts about the games once I've played them. Because right now, it's hard to give that. It's hard to say anything because we don't know shit about these games yet. We don't know anything, and that's what the problem is. So yeah, guys, in general though, I want to know your thoughts. Do you think that the gyms are fine the way they are? Do you think it's okay that you should be able to just be forced into this, you know, situation where you have to have certain Pokemon and certain Pokemon with certain typings to match the gym, or otherwise you can't take it on? Do you think that's a bit over the top? Do you think it's a bit too much for the game and for the franchise to pull that off, or to do that rather? And in your opinion, in your honest opinion, do you think it's too much limiting? Because I personally feel that. I feel like it's a bit too limiting. This is kind of taking it one step too far in the wrong direction. I don't think this is necessary. I feel like this could have just been easily tossed away. But then again, keep in mind, we don't know yet if this is for every single gym. This could be just for the Pewter Gym, because keep in mind, this guy said right here, if you actually read what he says, right here, it says, Pewter City Gym only allows trainers who know the type matchup to enter. So that means that, you know, he's talking about Pewter City Gym. he's not saying that every single gym works like this. So there's a chance that this is only for Pewter City, only initially to teach you how to use the typings, or so that anybody who's new to the game can understand that, okay, I gotta remember, this is good against this, and this is bad against this, so I'm gotta make sure that I go into a gym prepared, and I know what I'm using. That's the only way I can see this being potentially good. So I think that's about it, guys. I think that's my general thoughts on the gyms and stuff. I want to know your thoughts, though. What do you feel about the gyms? Do you think the gyms are going to be too limited, or do you feel this is fine? Do you think this is totally okay, or do you actually do you love this? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. Please be respectful and nice in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a dislike if you didn't enjoy it. All that stuff, guys. Thank you so much for watching, though. Subscribe for future videos. I'll see you all the next time. Have a great day, guys, and bye-bye for today. I'll have actually another video for you guys later tonight, breaking down every single piece of info we had about Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. I just want to get this video really quickly out because I just had so many thoughts about this, and I wanted to get them out as much as I could. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.